Good evening, everyone. So welcome to Magical Bali Toastmaster Club. I will explain about the housekeeping rules. So before meeting, you could check first your internet connection, camera, also microphone, and charge your devices. Adjust your device compared to your body height, so at least we can show your face fully, and you can eat during the break later. And during the meeting, please turn off your microphone unless you are speaking, and turn on the camera device because sometimes we like to see your reaction. Show gestures like this is yes, and no, that is yes, or this is no, and also clap. Or if you cannot hear anything, I cannot hear you. And when you're delivering speech, if you could stand up or look up your camera when delivering it. And if you want to call a name, you can say what's the name of it. And another suggestion, if you find it, it's kind of, if you want to switch the view, you can go to the gallery view. If you want to see all the people face, if it's on speaker view, you could only see the speaker one. And please use the chat room if you want to give any prize, or if you want to congratulate the speaker, and also all the reactions. So it's live. And for all the speaker, please pin the timer. So for laptop or notebook device, you can go to speaker view and then pin our timer, which is follow, and pin the video. For tab or phone, you can find speaker view under the name pin me, timer, then tap twice, okay? I think that's all for the housekeeping rule. Now I would like to call the acting president of Magical Bali Toastmaster Wira.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Amel. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. How are you all tonight? I hope all of you are in a good condition and excited to join our meeting tonight. Thank you for coming and then joining our meeting tonight. So we are so lucky that tonight we have the Toastmaster coming from different clubs. So we got support from some clubs here. We have Toastmaster of the CM Hardina Indra from Jabat, and then JS Toastmaster Jeningo from Han Surabaya, Gloria Faru from Bali Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Nirfa Randa Hawa from Royal Premier Toastmaster Club, and we have Toastmaster Amy from Debat, and also Toastmaster Resita from Eagle. Thank you very much for the support, and welcome to all the guests for joining us. And for those who don't know what is actually a Toastmaster Club, it is a non-profit educational organization that focuses on helping us to improve our public speaking, our communication, as well as our leadership skills. So this is a really safe place to learn. So let's enjoy the meeting tonight. And when we have the session where we have to do the impromptu speech, let's join. And in Toastmaster, we have someone who leads the meeting, and we call her as Toastmaster of the meeting. And our Toastmaster of the meeting tonight is Toastmaster Yuliani. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Yuliani to lead the meeting tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wira. Welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. Yeah, I hope that you will enjoy the meeting, have fun, and also later you will also enjoy us having a game, and hopefully you also will shine on the stage. Okay, if you look at my background, you see that is the tallest, the picture of the tallest building in the earth right now, which is Burj Al Khalifa, which is in Dubai. So actually, I would like to pretend that we are having meeting there from Dubai. Sitting in one building somewhere there, and then that's the real background. Yeah, okay. So back to the theme of tonight meeting is to living or working at the highest level. Highest means on the very top, and how we can be there at the highest. I think that's will need a lot of effort, a lot of steps to that we need to go there and achieve on the top of things that we want. So yeah, it is really need efforts to be there at the highest. We need to always remember that when we have a dream, we need to look up high, as the sky has no limit. We have to do our best in everything so we can have the success both in life and also in our career. And once we have that, means that we will have the power, the wealthy, and also the prosperity. We need to always also remember that our head not always go up, but we need also to put it down. Means that we also need to have a humble heart, down to earth. Okay, so let's carry on to our meeting. And yeah, I would like to introduce you with our general evaluator tonight. The theme of the meeting also remind this next Toastmaster of speech contest, where contestants craft and rehearse their speeches and do their very best to deliver their speeches at their highest level. Contest is very much on her mind, as she is the VPE of trainers and coaches Advanced Online Toastmaster Club. Please welcome our general evaluator from Jakarta, Toastmaster, DTM Harlina Indra. DTM Harlina Indra, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the meeting. I am Harlina. I am your General Evaluator, and the role of a General Evaluator is to evaluate the whole meeting from the very beginning until the very end, which is actually quite a difficult task to do if I do it on my own. So I'm very happy that I'm not alone. I have a whole team of people who will help me, and I will ask the members of my team to come forward one by one and introduce themselves and explain what is their role. So first is the grammarian. What is a grammarian? Let's ask Toastmaster Risita. Screen is yours.
Thank you, GE. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word is skyline. Skyline. It is a noun which means a shape or pattern made against the sky, especially by building. An example of using the word is you get a good view of the New York skyline from the Statue of Liberty. Every speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I will give the word of the day report and language usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you. Back to GE.
Thank you very much, grammarian. And now I would like to ask the next member of my team, the table topics evaluator, to move forward to explain her role. Please welcome Jenny Ngo.
Thank you so much, GTM Harlina, as our GE tonight. So my role as a table topic evaluator is to listen to each of the impromptu speeches given by the participants of the table topics session and provide feedback. So Don't be afraid. Just speak, especially for our guest tonight. So I just listen to you, give you some feedback, and try to use also the word of the day, skyline. Back to you, G.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Evaluator. And now I want to move on to the counter. What's that? Please welcome Ayu Wirawati.
Thank you very much, GE. So as a counter, my responsibility will be to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by all of you who are speaking tonight. And during the meeting, I will listen carefully to all those uses. And at the end of the meeting, I will report my finding. Thank you very much. Back to you, GE.
Thank you very much, counter. And now let's hear from the timer. What is he timing? Please welcome Glorio Fallo.
Thank you, Madam GE. Everyone, time is so crucial in our life. My role tonight is to have the speaker notice or know their time when they're speaking. So since we have 3 sessions tonight, for prepare speech, I will have the speaker by raising green when it is 5 minutes, yellow in 6 minutes, and also red in the last minute, which is 7 minutes. Except tonight we have Toastmaster Aji, who will deliver his speech for 12 minutes. So I will raise green in 10 minutes, yellow in 11 minutes, and red in 12 minutes. Also, we have a table topic. For table topic, it is 1 to 2 minutes. So I will raise green in 1 minute, yellow in 1 and 30 seconds, 2 minutes, red sign. And for the evaluators, you have 2 until 3 minutes. I will raise green in 2 minutes, yellow 2 and 30 seconds, and red in the 3rd minute. For prepare speech, table topic, and also evaluation, the speakers have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So for the speakers, do not forget to pin me so you will know your time. That's all. Back to Madam GE.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. And now I will move to the ballot counter. It's a role that will be held by Toastmaster Melita Oktanawati. And I will explain in her place what is actually a ballot counter. We have actually 3 sessions in Toastmasters meeting, prepare speech session, table topic session, and evaluation session. And there are more than 1 speakers in every session. And if these speakers speak within the allotted time frame, then they can be voted as best speaker or best evaluator. And the votes will be collected by the ballot counter. And at the end of the meeting, the one who gets the most votes will be announced. And those are the members of my team. And I return the control to the Toastmaster of the meeting.
You are still muted. Oh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam GE. We continue to sessions for prepared speech sessions. And this is the session where a speaker hopefully will shine on the stage. And I will call the first evaluator to introduce the first speaker. I would call DTM Natali Cahyadi to introduce Niver. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster, for the meeting, Toastmaster Yuliani. It's my pleasure to be the first speech evaluator for Toastmaster Niver from Royal Premier Kuala Lumpur Toastmasters Club. And tonight, she will be doing level 1 project 3 from Pathways Engaging Humor. The purpose of this project is for her to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. So I will look for a well-organized, well-delivered speech. It can be humorous, informational, or any style that she chooses. And this is not a report on the content of the researching and presenting project. The time is 5 to 7 minutes, but my apology, I haven't got the speech title from both the speakers nor the committee. So if maybe someone can update me on the speech title.
The speech title is Baffling Encounter.
Baffling Encounter. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nifer. So without further ado, please give a warm applause onto the virtual stage, Toastmaster Nifer with Baffling Encounter. Baffling Encounter, Toastmaster Nifer.
Thank you. Pin the timer. Good evening to all distinguished Toastmasters and guests. Ghosts don't haunt us. They are present here among us. This quote by Sue Crafton from the magazine Physics World, published in October 2018, has touched my heart. The definition of the word baffle from the Cambridge Dictionary defines it as something very puzzling. Professor Henry Chapman from the University of California does a yearly survey on the people and their paranormal beliefs. 58% of the people believe that they had an encounter with ghosts. 1 out of every 5 Americans has been in the presence of a supernatural being. This has been the latest research from the university. Never step into forbidden territories. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to embark on a journey with me on my personal experience? If you are ready, let's go. Fasten your seatbelts. One day, my school had a campfire, and I asked my mother to allow me to go. My mother was adamant on not allowing me, but I daily pleaded with her. Finally, she gave in with very strict warning. I came from a family where cars were not within our affordability. All my errands and my trips to school were done on foot. It was a 40-minute long walk from my house to the school. I wore my Girl Guides uniform with great pride. I felt on top of the air. At the campsite, there was a lot of merriment, a lot of food, singing, dancing, and lots of things to do. In that merriment, I lost track of time. All the promise that I had made to my mother vanished into thin air. But when it was time to go home, all the promises I made flooded back into my memory. I was petrified of my mother's furious nature. However, I started my long walk home on the dark, lonely roads, creepy streets, silent nights. Oblivious to snatch thieves, murderers, kidnappers, robbers, and thieves. Ignorance is bliss. I very much believe this quote by David Mayer. I wended my way through the streets in the sleepy neighborhoods. Occasionally, I was greeted by barking dogs. Silence in the middle of the night is a frightening factor. I reached home. I was greeted by a tight slap by my mom. I remember the intensity of that slap until today. My mother was furious and fuming like an eruptive volcano. Hot on my heels, I was scared stiff. I went to my room and hopped into bed. I went into deep slumber and my mother's lashings died down. I was wakened in the night. I was feeling very cold, extremely cold from head to toe. I was shivering. My feet were icy cold. Suddenly, it struck to my mind. I remember my mother had kept my grandmother's knee-length socks in a box in the storeroom. I gathered myself, found my way to the storeroom, and there was a sudden shift of emotion within me. I was overcome by extreme fear. I was rooted to the ground. Lo and behold, what greeted me? A smile that could launch 1,000 ships. The most handsome face that I had ever set my eyes on beckoned me to come forward. All hell broke loose and I screamed at the top of my voice and ran to my parents. I was hysterical. I was sobbing. When I regained my composure, I told my father what had happened. My father searched the house high and low, but in vain. We finally went back to bed. I remember the whole night I had been petrified. I remember someone has been running around my house whole night long. The very next day, I had a very high fever. My mother knew immediately that something was wrong. She took me to a medium. An exorcism ceremony was performed. The medium told my mother that a spirit has followed me home. Immediately, my thoughts went to the campfire of the school because I had walked a long, lonely stretch of a cemetery that night. Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe that the supernatural being reside among us in this earth, in a world beyond our reach? If you believe, or either you don't, the choice is yours. We need to build a supernatural, spiritual fence around us to stay safe from this unwanted, uninvited guest. Otherwise, we may become a dish on their platter. We do not want that to happen. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much. It is a really nice speech. You get the supernatural experience. That's make me a bit scared. Okay, let's move to the next speaker. I'll call the evaluator, Andre, for Batoro Aji. Andre, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Yuliani. Tonight, everyone, I'm truly honored to be the evaluator of someone who's very passionate about teaching and coaching, who's also very good at coding. He's Magical Bali Toastmasters Club immediate past president, and he's no other than Batoro Aji. And tonight is going to work on his pathway project completion. So he'll be delivering a speech to reflect on his pathway, effective coaching. The purpose of this project is for IG to reflect on his growth during the completion of the entire path. And the purpose of his speech is to share some aspects of his growth during the completion of the path. I believe IG will take us all to the skyline of the effective coaching pathway tonight. And now, without further ado, I'd like to welcome IG, Toastmaster IG, with his speech, Take My Time. Take My Time, Toastmaster IG.
May 2019 was the first time I joined Toastmasters. The reason I joined? Well, because I was bored with office life. My daily routine was go to work, go home, and repeat. I felt the urge to do something else. I didn't know much when I joined Toastmasters. I came about 2 to 3 times as a guest, and that was it. And what I did when I was a guest was listen to people speaking in the front, stand up, clapping, yay, and then go back to seat. I felt like a paid audience, only in this time I pay. What have I done, right? But yeah, thanks to a dull office life, I finally joined Toastmasters. When I joined, I was offered to be the vice president of membership. And I was in a dilemma. On one hand, I doubted it because it was very new for me in Toastmasters. My knowledge was close to none. But on the other hand, I thought that could be a good opportunity for me to learn. I finally decided to take the offer. I remember when I had the first EXCO meeting, I was asked, what is your strategy? And I got, I don't know. But of course, I slowly learned as the time went by. For example, after a few months, I could see what I could do, such as creating templates for first-timers, returning guests, and potential guests. Being a club committee taught me more about Toastmasters, and it honed my leadership skills. And the journey continued. After being VPM, I became a vice president of education. They say this is the toughest role in the club, and indeed it was tough. However, I would say that it's not. I would say that it's not the toughest. And I had doubts when I took it. However, I swallowed them because I already take the responsibility. And as a VPE, I was responsible for planning and managing club meetings, and then guiding members with their education and monitoring members' progress. And because of this tough role, I learned so much about Toastmasters. And when I was VPE, it was at the beginning of the online meeting because of the pandemic. So I had chances to create online a joint meeting with other clubs nationally and internationally. And that was good because it was like a new experience for me. And the path didn't stop there. I became the VPE in the first semester. In the second semester, I became the president. For me, this is the toughest role. I may have less responsibility task-wise, but the quality of the responsibility is indeed bigger. As a leader, I need to guide the team towards the goal. And to be frankly honest, I feel like I failed. Although through this experience, I learned my strengths and weaknesses as a leader. And that is from my leadership path. And from my education path, I feel like it is, or it has been a rewarding journey as well. I started off my first speech 2 weeks after I joined Toastmasters, and I was quite satisfied that I had broken the ice. I did my second speech the next 2 weeks after the first one, and the third 4 weeks after the second one. I was quite diligent back then because I think I feel I still have the energy, and I finished my until level 2 only in about 3 months. I was still very excited, and plus I won some best speakers a couple of times, so it's kind of like addicted for me at the beginning. However, the major thing that I learned from the education is how to structure my ideas. My speeches were in the beginning were, I think, sort of messy. The flow was not well structured, and sometimes the ideas are even unrelated. That showed how like kinky my thoughts were. But then my mentor Miranda gave me a speech writing formula, and I was crazy because of it. Well, I was not used to that kind of structure. However, later on, I realized that it is actually useful and easy to use. And besides writing, I also learned how to deliver my speech well. I learned effective body language, and I learned engaging eye contact and impactful tonality, and so on. It enhances the confidence of my ideas. And additionally, I learned many other things too in the path, such as how to do coaching and how to be a project leader, how to actively listen. But from all the projects, one of my most favorite is the podcast project. Why? Because for me, it taught me many things. Starting from the pre-production, the execution, to the post-production. Dude, it takes a lot. However, it's worth doing. And outside that, I have also learned from taking roles in the meeting. For most of the roles, I learned how to listen well and how to report effectively and engagingly. There's one role that is very challenging and also interesting for me, and that is the Toastmasters of the meeting. For me, it requires many skills to execute. To be the Tom, I need to have good organizing skills, because the responsibility of the Tom, one of the responsibility of the Tom is to look for and organize the speakers, role takers, the agenda, and many things. I remember my first time being a Tom, and it was a little bit of a struggle for me. First, because it was indeed my first time. And the second was because I only had a week to plan everything from scratch. However, I was glad because I think it was executed well, in my opinion. And another job of a Tom is to guide the meeting. Therefore, speaking skills and organizing skills are crucial to determine the smoothness and the vibes of the meeting. In my second time being a Tom, I was faced with the last-minute change situation. Things change on the spot. And as an underexperienced, I was stressed out. It affected my speaking skills, and thus affected the vibes of the meeting too. I could see that because I saw the reaction of the audience. They were kind of like confused. But again, because of that, I learned to be more adaptable and flexible. Ladies and gentlemen, so that is my journey in Toastmaster in a nutshell. And it took me 2 years and 3 months to finish one path. Long time, isn't it? Indeed. And I saw some people manage to finish quickly, and some also even get a career because of Toastmasters. And this actually made me contemplate, why couldn't I be more disciplined? And what have I done so far? However, when I look back, I've actually done a lot. I became the president of the club. I became the MC for a division event. I became a facilitator and a panelist at district events. And I won 3rd place for a speech contest in club level twice. I'm just grateful for what happened to me. And I thank everybody. I thank the people for giving me the opportunities. And in this opportunity, I would like to give my special thanks to Miranda as my mentor. Thank you for believing in me and patiently herding me towards the gate of opportunities. In conclusion, being a Toastmasters member and open for any learning opportunities has shaped me to who I am now, a more confident and firm person than I used to be. I am satisfied because I have taken my time. I am me, I walk my way, and not someone else's. Back to Tom.
Wow, it's really great speech, and I think this is also really inspiring me. You get so much thing to learn from Toastmaster, and I also will remember today experience as my first time as a Tom for my future learning as well. Okay, so next I will call a timer to report on the time. Glorio.
Sorry. For the both speakers are eligible to be voted because they spoke on time. Sorry, in time.
Okay,
Back
thank
to
you so much.
Madam
Thank
Tom.
you so much. Yeah. Okay, let's us move to this is a very exciting session as well. Table topic sessions where the guests and also members can practice their impromptu speech. So I will introduce you with table topic master, Toastmaster Emmy. She used to be a member of MBTC, and now she is active in Toastmaster Bahasa. She always in love in nature and always try to grounding every weekend. So welcome, Toastmaster Emmy. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Yuliani. Am I audible and visible, my friend? All right, so table topic session is a long and unique tradition in Toastmaster. So I would like to invite especially guests to do the table topic. Table topic is especially designed to develop for essential communication. First, you have to listen carefully and then think, and after that, you have to speak without any preparation. Don't be afraid to speak. No one can bite you, even Ibu Jenny. No one can catch you, even Bapak Andre. Just speak, okay? So, without further ado, I would call first speaker. Andre, you want to try, please?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So sorry, my apologize. So I have to tell you that the time for the table topic is maximum 2 minutes. So 1 minute is a minimum time, and then 1 minute 30 seconds is the. You will see a yellow light. So please pin Toastmaster follow to know the name, and maximum is 2 minutes 30 seconds to conclude your speech. Okay. So let's start with the Andre. Andre, okay, I will chat so you can read. It's very easy, but sorry.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, on the chat. So
you're typing it. Okay.
yes, Andre. So it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you don't stop. Andre, please, screen is yours.
Listening to what Aji just shared in his speech is closely related to what Amy asked me to talk about tonight. No matter how slow you go, at the end of the day, the process and the journey is something that you can enjoy. This also reminds me of my career life and then my study life. So before I did my master's in Bristol, I already took a master course at Udayana University. And at the time, the challenge was I was working while studying. So it wasn't easy for me. And then it took longer than I expected. Most people would spend only 2 years to complete their studies. But after 2 years, there's no sign of me completing my master course. And in the middle of my busy life, the challenges got more and more. So one day when my advisor came to me and then said, Andre, you've got to finish your master's. I said, no, I couldn't do it. So I had no choice. After almost 4 years, I didn't get the opportunity to complete it. So what I did was trying to find scholarships. And then at the end, I could continue my master's degree, even though it took me more than 5, 6, 7 years. But at the end, I could complete my master's degree. And here I am now in front of you guys as a master. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toast. Yeah, Emmy.
Thank you, Andre. So I think as the question is very related to Andre's experience. So please guess what Andre said it happened on the real life. So as long as you are not stopped, you will be there. Okay. So the second volunteer who want to try, guess, please.
Patricia would like to try.
Patricia, yes,
yes,
of course. All right. Patricia, yeah. I will type Patricia, if we learn from our mistake, why we are always afraid to make a mistake? Time is yours.
I did the first mistake that I shouldn't have done. This really applies to me. If we are going to benefit from our mistakes, why are we still afraid of making mistakes? Just now, I forgot to unmute myself. Isn't that a mistake should not happen to me? Because I have been on Zoom thousands and thousands of hours since the pandemic. But truth be told, aren't we all resonated with this statement? Because even though we all know we can benefit from mistakes, but a lot of us, myself included, always associate mistakes with shame. The feeling of not being good enough. And I guess that is the greatest fear of me. Even right now, I know all of you, 21 of you out there are very friendly Toastmasters. You won't judge me because I forgot to mute myself, right? If you agree to me, can you send me some emoticon to encourage me? Having said that, I am still worried or even intimidated by making mistakes. So how do I actually switch this mindset around? I remembered a wise man once said, in Toastmasters, there are no mistakes, only lessons. Isn't that a beautiful quote? And if there is a strong message that I want to share with each and every one here, it's really a quote by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. He once said, the past has prepared us to face the challenges of the future. Because of this, let me urge each and every one of us, embrace our mistakes, because that is going to be the lesson learned that's going to push us higher, stronger, to become a better version of ourselves. Do not worry about mistakes, but embrace it. With this, I shall gladly pass the control over to our Toastmaster, Emmy. Back to you.
Wow, thank you. Embrace your mistake and then you have to learn from it. Okay, in Toastmasters, there is no regret, no faults, no mistake, only experience. Thank you so much. We learned a lot from this table topic session from guest Patricia. Okay, we do next. Who want to be a volunteer? Come on, guys. Yoo-hoo! You will be regret. Come on, no mistake, only experience. Who wants to try, please?
Nurin, Bu, Nurin.
Nurin, yeah.
Ibu Nurin.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hi. Okay. This is question for Nurin. All right. Hopefully. Bam. Yes. Sometimes when you are in the dark place, you think that you are buried, but actually you are planted. Nurin, let's go.
Thank you. Toastmaster of the evening. Sometime when you are in the dark place, you think that you are worried, but actually you are planted. Let me see. Every one of us during this pandemic have one or two things that we let go. We let go of our freedom, the let go to be with our friends. Sometimes we just feel like letting go. But do you know, every day is a new day. Hence, I would like to relate from my experience during the pandemic. I applied my MBA or Masters of Business Administration just recently before the pandemic. It was in 2020 that I got the interview, 2019 that I got the interview, and my study will start the next year. Can you imagine? When I received the offer letter, I know that I have to deal with people who are much younger than me, maybe 10, 20 years younger than me. It's a challenge. I believe I can mix with them, but now through online, it's not really easy because sometimes they speak their lingo. They are very young and sometimes they call me mom. No, I'm not your mother. Anyway, I believe in this saying, when sometimes when you are in the dark place, you think that you are buried, but you're actually planted. It's because you are not a tree. You can always move somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you are not a tree. You can move everywhere. Thank you, Nurin. It's okay to call you mom. I'm also call mama with everyone, and also Ibu. Let's ask with all my friends. It's call me Ibu Emi. It's okay. It's okay. Now next, who will go the next? Yes, please. You who? It's getting hard now. Come on. Well, you will be regret.
Emi, if I can volunteer someone.
Yes, Natalie, please.
Yes, guess Chitra.
Chitra.
Hi.
Asik. Okay, asik. What is asik? Chitra, are you ready?
No.
No? It's okay.
I'm
Just
trying
speak
to.
up.
Oh, sorry. No. I'm taking the opportunity. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, let's go, baby. Okay.
All the speakers are so intimidating.
Okay, this is for Chitra.
Okay.
You will love this. Okay. Wait.
Don't be difficult. Can I call you mom then?
Okay. Call me mama.
Okay, mama.
Okay. Okay, Chitra.
A moment. I'll check in the. Okay.
Okay. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the plane take off against the wind, not with it. Let's go, Chitra. Sky up, sky up.
Okay. All right. Remember when the time that we have. Okay. What a wonderful quotes that we had just now. Seeing the quotes, it just let me recall the experiences that I had before during my darkest, I would say it's a darkest period of time. That made me think at a time that there wasn't any solutions to the problem. I was stuck, and then I was buried. I did not know that I was actually planted into something. I was actually went with the wind because I didn't know when it would take me. That was an experience back then in my office time when I needed to lead my team alone because my supervisor was suddenly resigned with lots of projects, lots of job that I needed to do, and I was alone. I didn't really understand what I need to do at the time. So because I couldn't really think clearly in my mind, I was in a situation that I was left alone, intimidated. I didn't know what to do. But then, slowly but sure, I realized that was, by the time I just let things go, I let it for a while, then eventually I found a solution by connecting to my friends, asking my mentor. At the time, it was my general manager. I asked my fellow colleague. Eventually, the thing that I thought was actually a burden, things that was so hard, it wasn't hard anymore. Because I knew that things that against me was actually help me to grow, to develop, to shape my mind and skills to be a better person. I think that's it. Thank you.
Yay! Something that's against you, it grows to you. Thank you, Chitra. Thank you for sharing with us your experience. Okay. Do we still have time, Tom? We have 4 already.
Yes, we still have maybe one more.
One more. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Yuhu. Siapa cepat dia dapat. Let's go. Come on, guys. What about Desa? Do you want to try?
Hello.
Hello. Yes. You want to try?
Okay, I will try.
Yay, Desa, you are cool. Okay, Desa.
But I'm sorry if I have many correct after I'm speaking. Because it's my first time to join this group. but I don't have a topic, but I will try to introduce you all to myself for the first time.
Okay, no problem. So you want to introduce yourself rather than I give you a question? Okay, let's go, Desa. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, all of my Toastmaster. Okay, it's my first time. Let me introduce you to myself. My name is Desa. I know this Toastmaster from my friends, Eni Kartika. She told me that she joined this Toastmaster since years ago, so that I'm to really what in the English. I'm sorry, I'm not in a good grammar, but I will try to learn more, and I want to join this Toastmaster maybe for the next time. I'm feel so happy for the first time I can speak here to just a little bit introduce you to myself and why I'm join this Toastmaster, so that for the next time I will try and I will to enjoy it, and I will to join this group again in another time. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, give applause to Desa, please.
Thank
Courage,
you.
courage, semangat, spirit. Yeah, Desa, thank you so much. So, fellow Toastmaster and friends, that is the table topic session for tonight. I thank you very much for Tom giving me a chance to be a table topic master tonight. Thank you for the participant all. You are so brave, so brave, so brave. So go up. See you on the top. Back to Tom.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Emmy. You are really a rock. Yeah, table topic sessions becoming so much fun with you. Okay, yeah, a little bit highlight. I love Andre with persistence. His persistent. Then he got his master degree. Patricia, that's we need to embrace our mistake. And then Nuri, that you can basically go anywhere. And then Chitra, the power to let it go. And the last one is salute to Desa, that she has so much courage to join this meeting and also speak and introduce herself. Okay. Yeah, I will call then Toastmaster Falu to inform about the time.
Well, all speakers were eligible to be voted because no one was over time. For the details, I just sent on our chat box.
Thank you so much.
Back to table topic master.
Thank you so much. Okay, now we'll move to very exciting sessions because we will have the break time actually, and our